Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we're live from Washington, D.C. with the latest on the economic impact Americans are feeling as the war with Iran continues. Plus, nationwide inspections of dozens of bridges are conducted to determine how prepared they are in the event of a vessel collision. We'll tell you how the Mackinac Bridge stacks up. And we'll give you more details on the additional funding coming to the Upper Peninsula in the latest state budget. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Welcome in. A first look at your forecast. We have some similarities going into tomorrow. We'll see those low temperatures getting to the 50s and 60s with partly cloudy skies, but then we'll see that cloud cover really thicken up and also some fog developing, moving through, and we really should start off tomorrow morning with that fog. But as for the rest of the night, temperatures will remain very comfortable into the mid 50s with a mixed sky, and of course we're looking at the weekend, so all those details are coming up in just a few short minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. New military strikes on Iran bring renewed concerns of long-term economic impacts for Americans. Experts warn a continued war with Iran could make food and gas prices increase. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp joins us live with more on this. Rachel, good evening. What can you tell us?
Well, good evening, Kevin. So after the president announced that the ceasefire agreement is over and the fighting resumed earlier this week, economic experts tell me that we could potentially see these higher prices continue for a little bit longer. Now, when the war began, we saw gas prices shoot up, reaching some of the highest national averages in May at $4.56, according to AAA. A lot of that was due to the disruption of the commercial flow from the Strait of Hormuz, where about 20% of the world's petroleum and crude oil passes through each day. AAA says prices have began to drop, and part of that is because we get closer to the fall months. Gas prices start to typically get a little cheaper, but also because there were talks of a ceasefire agreement. But the president stating that the ceasefire is over and the fighting has resumed, experts are keeping an eye out for potential spikes on gas and food prices.
This past 24 hours have been the most action that we've seen going back the other way. So we saw the national average go up 5 cents overnight, which is the highest increase we'd seen in weeks, if not months. It's still too soon to know what this is going to mean long term, because the situation is so volatile and fluid that all it takes is hope of a not a resolution, but at least some sort of, ceasefire back in place for the markets to react again positively and then keep prices down.
One of the other aspects about the Strait of Hormuz is that a lot of critical chemicals come through the strait, particularly when it comes to fertilizer, which translates into inputs to food. And so if we aren't getting the fertilizer, then it's going to be more expensive to grow things and less of it will be grown. So that will translate into higher food prices, probably starting this fall.
Now, Kevin, the ongoing tensions could also potentially put additional pressure on the Federal Reserve. Now, experts say that the continued war has contributed to the increase in inflation. And according to the recent minutes by the Fed, we are seeing that some of these Fed officials are split on how to handle the inflation issue. According to those minutes, some are suggested keeping the rates the same. Others suggested increasing that federal interest rate. Kevin, back to you.
Rachel, thank you very much as always. The Mackinac Bridge has been confirmed to sit at a lower risk of collapse due to vessel collision under a nationally established threshold, following the 2024 collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore after it was struck by a container ship. The National Transportation Safety Board called for the evaluation of 68 bridges nationwide, including the Mighty Mac. After a full-scale structural evaluation from its base to frequency of passing vessels, the report shows two probability results far under a 1% rate of collapse.
It confirms what we suspected all along, and we hope it gives some reassurance to our patrons, that they don't have to worry about those kind of things happening here at the Mackinac Bridge.
For comparison, the Scott Key Bridge was found to be almost 30 times above the acceptable risk threshold at the time of its collapse. Upper Peninsula lawmakers are bringing home $7.2 million in special spending items from the state budget. 9 different projects in the Upper Peninsula were selected to receive support with state funding. The biggest line items include $1 million for the Waseda Township Road Replacement Project in Dickinson County, $1.5 million for the Sioux Tribe Housing Authority to help with a transitional housing project, and $2 million for a road infrastructure project at the US 241 and 35 corridor in Escanaba.
There's projects that are in the queue that we're working on, and every year, people reach out, to us with different projects, and we let them know whether or not it's something that we may be able to help with or whether we've got to take a different route.
The other projects include flood damage recovery, park development, and income tax assistance programs. Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Plus, in this week's Medical Minute, we'll go over the best ways to deal with a wound. And later, a big weekend is ahead for Manistee as Folk Fest gears up to welcome thousands downtown. We'll also hear how the tourist season has been going. We're back in 2 minutes.
The only way to get a 360-degree understanding of America is to get out there in America. There really is no swing at all when it comes to the priorities of everyday people. We care about how secure our job is, whether we can plan on retiring with dignity, whether our kids can have a brighter future than we have today. These are the fundamentals of American life, and I think they can be again.
Live outside Marquette County? Recycle 906 is worth the drive. We accept cans, cardboard, plastics, and more. Bring it in. Keep the Upper Peninsula clean. See what we accept at recycle906.com.
Optimize your home with Maytag and Whirlpool appliances from Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Maytag and Whirlpool offer best-in-class warranties on durable, state-of-the-art appliances, perfect for your laundry room or kitchen. Available in stock or online, plus free delivery and 0% financing.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, but thanks to Skyrizi and Clearer Skin, I'm all in. Most people saw 90% clearer skin from head to toe. Skyrizi is only 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
At Shunk Furniture Marquette, there's hot buys for July. There's big discounts on Flex Steel Power Lift recliners, up to 60% off. This one's just $6.99. You'll save $350 on this power reclining sofa. This big sectional with the chase is just $11.99. Or how about a leather swivel chair for just $4.99? Mr. Mattress here, there's big discounts on Serta. The Tempur-Pedic Breeze is on sale too, up to $1,000 off. You'll save on Stearns & Foster and Sealy too. Shop Shunks of Marquette today.
Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. The weekend is just around the corner, so we're going to take a look at what we can expect. And there is a few different components that I'm looking at, and it's mainly those warming up, the heat that's going to be on the way for next week. So the weekend actually is kind of that transition from the seasonal type of heat to we could be looking at some extreme heat possibly for some of the Upper Peninsula. So here, let's start things off with your first warning weather futurecast, where we really are not going to see much activity on here. I know you see some of those purple returns, really not concerned by anything of the sorts when it comes to that mix as you see on the legend. That just shows that there's maybe some cooler air higher in the atmosphere, but we know that just from the wind direction being from the north, maybe pulling from that cooler Canadian air. But we are not going to see really anything of concern, maybe just a few pop-up showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. Really not convinced by that either, but this is more so out to the western, not even half, the western portions or the outskirts towards Ironwood for Friday night. And then we get into the weekend and we're expecting lots of sunshine. Any of those little pop-up returns that you see, that just shows with how much heat and humidity is going to build over the weekend that sometimes those humidity pop-up showers are possible, where again the clouds are just kind of filling up with that moisture and they almost wring themselves out like a sponge. But on the rain outlook, just another visual representation to show you the outlook throughout the weekend. It's very low, especially for Friday and even for the majority of your Saturday morning and afternoon. We just get that uptick to that chance of rain for Saturday afternoon. afternoon. So one of the more concerning things you have to just be aware of for tomorrow, even more so probably earlier than this, 7 or 8 o'clock, those visibility values, a repeat from yesterday almost, where we'll start off the morning with the fog where we should see 10 miles. That shows us how far we can see in front of us. But again, it should be around 7 or 8 o'clock. We'll see these values down to about 0.3 miles. So in between that quarter and half a mile range where we will start off with some pretty dense fog in the morning. And then hopefully throughout the day when we get that sunshine going, we can help to lift that fog. But again, as we mentioned yesterday, this is a repeat. So just make sure to leave some time in the morning, leave some space between the cars. But there's just the cooler air that turns into those water vapor, the droplets, essentially just low-lying clouds near the ground where it is very moist. So it is going to be a slower go tomorrow morning, but that sunshine should help to clear that up, no problem. And also the winds will continue to make that move out of the way. We're not going to see a lot of the wind helping that. So we are really relying on that sunshine to lift that fog, which we are going to get. And some places might not even see the fog in the morning. It's really just mostly for Marquette County and out through Munising and out to Sault Ste. Marie. So the biggest concern for tomorrow is the fog in the morning. Just leave some extra time and then we should be good throughout the rest of the day. A lot of that drying trend continues. The weekend looking beautiful, nice and seasonal temperatures. Just have to watch out and get back into that heat mindset as we have temperatures into the lower 90s for the start of the week.
Kelly, thank you again. In this week's Medical Minute in partnership with OSF Healthcare, whether it's a scraped knee or a cut that won't close up, knowing how to care for a wound makes all the difference. Take a listen. Annie, thank you so much for joining us. We're talking about proper wound care. So what are some of the best practices to keep wounds clean and safe at home?
If you do experience a wound or are helping a loved one with a wound, you want to make sure to wash with soap and water first, and then make sure that you rinse thoroughly to make sure we get it all nice and clean. You do want to avoid using harsh chemicals like hydrogen peroxide or iodine right away, as those can get in the way of good, healthy cells as they're trying to heal the area. When the wound is clean and dry, you want to apply a thin layer of a triple antibiotic ointment if you're not allergic to that, and then cover the wound with a sterile dressing. You want to make sure that you check that once a day at least, or if it becomes wet or dirty, and make sure that the wound area around the area is not red or swollen, smelly, or draining any exudate or pus.
Got it. And how do we know when we can take care of it at home versus when we should be seeking medical care?
Absolutely. That can be hard to tell, but you want to seek medical care if the wound is contaminated. Say there's gravel or dirt or sand or glass in the wound. That would be an indication to come in for possible x-ray imaging to make sure there's no foreign body left in the area. If the wound is gaping or wide or has a flap to it, that could mean that the wound needs to be sutured. If you see something under the skin like fatty tissue or muscle is visible, that would be another definite indication to come in and seek care.
All right. And when should someone speak to their doctor about additional help in caring for an existing wound?
Some wounds take much longer to heal. We generally use a 4-week rule at our Advanced Wound Care Center in Escanaba here. If you find that a wound is failing to progress or just stalling, it hasn't changed in several weeks, that could indicate that there is an underlying factor that needs addressing and is not going to heal with just standard cares at home.
Understood. Annie, those are all my questions. Thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Absolutely.
And coming up next on Your 19 News, Pioneer Days continues in Negaunee. We'll check out their book sale from earlier today with some local athletes pitching in to help. We'll be right back after this.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere to fix that? You reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable lithium-ion power plant. So fast, so strong, and so convenient. It's like putting the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Look, you can inflate all 4 tires of your car on a single charge, or inflate a bag full of soccer balls at practice. Bullseye Pro is so advanced, it has a built-in smart pressure digital sensor that gauges and automatically stops when the set tire pressure is reached. Plus, it can be 100% hands-free. You simply set the target pressure and walk away, keeping you out of harm's way. Bullseye Pro is lightweight, durable, and powerful enough to inflate this massive monster truck tire. Plus, it has 4 ultra-bright LED lights to safely inflate at night. Bullseye Pro comes with 3 custom air nozzles on board, so you can easily inflate pool toys, exercise balls, and more. Forget driving to the gas station. Bullseye Pro is your anywhere, anytime inflation station. Call or go online now and get the complete Bullseye Pro inflation system, all for the factory direct price of just $79.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. But to really inflate this offer, we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. You get it all. An incredible value for one low price. Call or go online to order now.
To order, call 1-800-794-9110 or go to getbullseyepro.com. So call 1-800-794-9110. That's 1-800-794-9110 or order online at getbullseyepro.com.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Between Independence Day festivities and a major annual event, July is a busy month for Manistee. This weekend is the city's 37th Folk Fest, a music festival that typically draws about 8,500 people to downtown. Business owners say the summer is already off to a great start, with many tourists coming to town earlier in the year than usual. They're anticipating a large influx of customers tomorrow, so they've been hard at work getting their shops ready from the inside out.
It's always a little nerve-wracking because you always are like, oh gosh, did I buy the right stuff? Are people going to like what I have? All those things. But it is really exciting to have people here, and the energy is contagious. We're just hoping everybody feels welcome and is excited to be here too.
Folk Fest kicks off Friday at 5:30 p.m. and continues all day on Saturday. You can find the full schedule of activities at WZMQ19.com. The Pioneer Days book sale took off this morning at the Negaunee Senior Center with plenty of help from a group of local athletes. WZMQ's Andrew Hans has more.
It's been quite the summer for the Negaunee Public Library, with over 250 signups for its summer reading program. They've been on the right track for a busy book sale this week.
We are having a record-breaking summer at the Negaunee Public Library, and it increases awareness to have events like this.
For over 20 years, the Negaunee Friends of the Library has held a book sale in the middle of the Pioneer Days festivities. Also lining up today, 7 separate Negaunee High School class reunions are sharing the Senior Center space, welcoming in even more visitors.
There have been a number of people from out of town, so it's a great interconnectedness.
Today, thousands of hardcovers and paperbacks were on sale by donation from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m.
I know that a lot of the fantasy and science fiction books have been moving quickly. I've seen a lot of kids come through, so always good to have kids leave happy with books for their shelves.
These books have to make it from the library to the Senior Center somehow. That's where the Negaunee High School football team comes in, helping load close to 200 boxes yesterday.
It's a lot of books that need to be moved. Like she said, a couple thousand. We're all willing to do it, and we all want to be here with our friends. It makes us feel important that we're helping out the town.
This year, they were joined by the middle school team, making for a quicker haul and bringing in more program-wide support.
The Friends wouldn't be able to hold the book sale without the football team.
I've had quite a few people drive by, beep, wave. They know who's here and who's doing it, so it gives me a sense of pride for sure.
The teams returned following the book sale, hauling everything left over, which hopefully was a much lighter load. In Negaunee, Andrew Hans, WZMQ 19 News.
Now to the story of 3 kids and a fight to sell lemonade. For 3 summers, the Milky brothers from Posen have run a lemonade stand at their local farmers market, rounding out the offerings with painted rocks and produce from a home garden. But last year, the local health department said their stand required a license with fees of $57 every 2 weeks. Last month, Jonathan, Seth, and Ethan, ages 8 to 13, drove to the state capitol in Lansing to tell their story.
This bill can come to a vote and pass so that other kids like us do not have to pay fees to sell lemonade.
By a vote of 107 to 0, the Michigan House backed the kids, passing regulation to let Michigan kids operate their lemonade stands without a license. Mike Ludlam has your look at sports after the break. A local basketball legend returns to inspire the next generation. Foster Wonders, the Upper Peninsula's all-time high school scoring leader, shares lessons that go far beyond the court. We'll be right back after this.
I'm Tony DeCopo. Ahead on the CBS Evening News, we've got two reports from Maine in the aftermath of that major news in the U.S. Senate race. Graham Plattner, Democratic Party nominee, dropping out. Caitlin Huey-Burns is on the ground with reaction from voters. And I look at the larger politics. Why were Democrats willing for so long to look past Plattner's many scandals? Also at the back of the show, the list is out of the culinary wonders at the Iowa State Fair. They include, he goes to the list, Liberty Shrimp Melt, Star Spangled Swine, and a butter-dipped ice cream cone. Details ahead on the CBS Evening News.
The only way to get a 360-degree understanding of America is to get out there in America. There really is no swing at all when it comes to the priorities of everyday people. We care about how secure our job is, whether we can plan on retiring with dignity, whether our kids can have a brighter future than we have today. These are the fundamentals of American life, and I think they can be again.
Next, Kelly. From Fallout, Kyle MacLachlan. You've had such a long and successful career, and it might have all started with this photo. This is pretty great.
So that photo, that was 3 years ago.
Plus his co-star, Aaron Moten. You were really into wines. When did you get into wine?
Oh, COVID. And that's how we also have 3 daughters.
Yeah. You know what? You're productive. That's what I like.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ CBS. Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan. Attention anglers, know what day is best to cast a line by tuning into the fishing forecast on WZMQ 19 News. Brought to you by Blades Bait and Tackle. A great day of fishing starts here.
I'm Rachel Knapp. Watch my reports live from Washington, only on 19 News.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
Good evening, everyone. The Jamie Angeli Camp of Champs basketball camp is taking place this week at Kingsford High School. But the key to today's lesson did not have anything to do with dribbling or shooting basketballs. The Upper Peninsula's all-time high school boys basketball scoring leader, Foster Wonders of Iron Mountain, told the kids about his experiences playing the game. Wonders scored 2,286 points for the Mountaineers between 2018 and 2021. He knows what it was like to be sitting on the floor listening. Now he knows what it's like talking to those kids.
Exciting and rewarding for me to give these kids advice and kind of share my story with them, because I want to see more kids around here have a ton of success and reach those high levels as well. I've heard nothing but great things about these camps, and I mean, even my dad went to these camps, so it's pretty special that he's been able to do this and been willing to do this for so many years and to help so many players around here. It's really awesome.
It is pretty special, especially with having Jason Whitens here last year, and now to follow up with Foster. Truly 2 of the best basketball players to ever come out of the UP. Hopefully gives our kids in the camp some hope, some dreams that can be accomplished.
We'll have more from Wonders tomorrow on your WZMQ 19 Sports at 6 p.m. Don't forget, you have a chance to help the Upper Peninsula Sports Hall of Fame with its golf tournament. It's coming up Sunday, July 26th at Wawanoan Country Club in Western Marquette County. The 4-person scramble costs $400 per team and $50 per cart. You can contact Karen Plaisir at 906-458-9885 or Kathy Shamian at 906-364-0961. On the 26th, the registration is between 9 and 9:45 in the morning with a shotgun start at 10. Dinner and awards will follow the golf, and payment and registration are due July 22nd. By the way, the UP Scholar athletes for this year were Dylan Atkinson of Munising, Emma Bessinen of Ewan Trout Creek, Ashley Carlson of Norway, and Jack Kriegel of Kingsford. Houghton High School graduate Megan Truella will represent Albion College, not to mention us, in the USA Division III Women's Basketball Brazil Tour hosted by USA Sports Tours and Events from August 4th through the 13th. Truella was invited after earning D3Hoops.com First Team All-Region honors last season, becoming the first Albion player to receive first team recognition. She also earned Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association MVP honors after setting a program record with 541 points, 20 points per game, leading the conference in scoring by more than 150 points and becoming the MIAA's first 500-point scorer since 2017-18. 3 games will be held August 5th through 7th at Sao Paulo before a lone contest in Rio de Janeiro on either August 9th, 10th, or 11th. Former Ironwood basketball player Jalen Novascone will continue her career a few miles from her high school at Gogebic Community College. Novascone was a Division 1 through 3 second-team player last season, averaging 16 points, 10.6 rebounds, and 3.2 steals for the Red Devils. The Detroit Pistons and Milwaukee Bucks have made a trade this week. The Bucks get former Michigan Wolverine Karis LeVert and 2 second-round draft picks. The Pistons receive former Michigan State Spartan Gary Harris plus outside shooter Taurean Prince. Prince has shot 43% from behind the arc in the last 2 seasons. And the first semifinalist has been earned at the World Cup Soccer Tournament. France blanked Morocco today 2-0. And we will be right back.
We started back in 1913. Grandfather would go from door to door on a cart selling dry goods. It's great seeing people actually come in saying, you know, my grandfather waited on you. We offer a wide selection of La-Z-Boy recliners, Smith Brothers Amish furniture. We also offer a wide selection of appliances, all with free delivery, and we'll set it up where you'd like. Being able to help the customer and satisfy what they're looking for in their house, making it the place that they want to be, has been one of the most rewarding things.
Anything that's wrong with America can be fixed by what's right in America. We are defined more by our shared values and our differences, and we're having a conversation about how.
There are so many ways to make life more affordable here in Michigan. Like property tax. When people work so hard and finally pay off their home, they shouldn't have to pay property tax. When I'm governor, they won't. With my background, we'll also be able to eliminate the income tax. That's $47.47 back to every family every year. And that's just the beginning.
Do you wonder if you can predict winning Michigan lottery numbers by knowing which numbers were drawn before? That's actually a myth. Truth is, no matter how many times the number has been drawn before, it has an equal chance of being drawn again. There's no way to know. So, know the facts. If it stops being a game, call the helpline or visit our website. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Everybody loves Raymond on MeTV, especially me, because Mother loves best.
Nobody makes cake like you.
And nobody eats it like you.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Weeknights on MeTV 19.1.
And a final check of your forecast. Things are pretty quiet here across the Upper Peninsula, perfect as you start to set up your weekend plans. Low temperatures tonight will be into the mid to higher 50s or lower 50s, just depending on where you are, but we'll really get that fog developing overnight and sticking around throughout the morning commute. May even last a bit longer for that in places like here in Marquette, out to Munising and Newberry. But we will get lots of sunshine and again, really starting to heat things up. We have those warmer temperatures, especially for Sunday and extending into your Tuesday. And tune in later tonight for another look at your forecast.
Kelly, thanks again. And finally tonight, a Manistee Art Gallery is unveiling its newest installation. Into the Woods is on display all month long at Lake Fett Community Art Center. The exhibition features an artist from Manistee and another from Marquette. One specializes in fabric art, crafting colorful mushrooms, wall hangings, and cute creatures. The other creates vibrant oil paintings of familiar UP sites in different seasons throughout the year.
This is our busiest time of year. And the best thing we can do for ourselves is to make sure we feel settled and grounded. The winter tones. I know we complain, but man, do we miss it. It's cooling to be able to look at that and to remember this is why. We either appreciate sun or we're looking forward to getting back to that. When you can take a moment, we'd invite you to wander into the woods and just breathe.
Into the Woods will open with a public reception tomorrow from 5 to 7 p.m. That's it for now. We'll see you later tonight.
Good to be with you. I'm Tony DeCopo. The breaking news right now. For the first time tonight, we're hearing from the roommate of the man